and just kind of rot away. What did they look like when they? I think they just pop when they explode, or how do they? I want to know how they die. And kaplunk. Oh, just self-destruction. That's gotta hurt. And meanwhile, DaBoO looking like, here we go. Here now, burrows his units, is gonna go across the field. EvE at this point does realize that those infestors are there, does realize the threat that caused them, is gonna throw down the missile turret. We'll see whether or not that unit is enough. And I think one of the great things about the being able to cast while burrowed is that Zerg now finally has a unit that can do some sort of attack while they're burrowed. So detection is becoming more important against the Zerg. Oh, look at those shadows crawling across the ground. I don't know if he sees them or not. I can't tell. And vomiting those infested Terrans out. Gonna do some damage right now. Losing a few of his... Oh, another great job by EvE. Gonna take out that... As they walk by, gonna take out that tower so that it can't be seen. EvE right now, you know, not being able to mine for temporarily. Those infested Terrans are causing some damage to his economy. Looking at the harvester count, EvE is significantly down in SEV. So now EvE gonna go out, make his push. We'll see whether or not this Infestor Ling army right now. So the unit composition is 7 Infestors and wow, a whole bunch of Speedlings up against the Terran mech. Great job with the fungal growth, slowing down that army progression and kind of splitting up a little bit too. You know, I think EvE should have held off a little bit too. Getting another fungal growth down, allowing his Lings to surround. This is very important with the Zerg, is that surrounding units is key for the Zerg. Both the Lings and also in other matches when really good use of the Ultras to be able to get the surround on them. And that is their forte. So, you know, DaBoO doing a great job. I keep looking at it and thinking Diablo, but DaBoO doing a great job of getting that the fungal growth off and locking them down while his Lings can dance around the Terran mech. And now gonna take out his gold. Meanwhile has expanded on the map, applied a lot of pressure mid game to EvE, and EvE now has to play catch up in terms of economy. Right now things are pretty even, but you know, EvE has had to try to resaturate his expansion. Meanwhile, DaBoO definitely pulling ahead now, getting his third base up, able to pump out units because he put down this third hatchery. So it has 4 hatcheries, and now about to do running across the field. Now we're gonna see another harass, and I think EvE does not have a missile turret, nor I would think that he should be getting a Raven at this point. Not sure if he thought that harass was just a one-time thing. If he's looking right now, you probably can't see this. I think players might be looking for this in the future. Probably not, but you can see those shadows going across the ground. EvE has no idea what's about to happen. These are going to vomit. Wow, that's a lot of infested. And look at this, choking, like pinning the SCVs. That's a pretty cool thing. The growing infested Terrans can pin them down on his way out, forces EvE to run in, and look at that. He is able to really hurt the economy of EvE. His infestors are untouched, ran in there and ran out. So, you know, I think play like this on a top level will definitely force a lot more players to take the burrowed units of Zerg a bit more seriously, I think, prior. Meanwhile, Diablo has pumped out an Ultralisk Cavern and now has Ultralisks out onto the field. So definitely has a response for the mech. And yeah, I definitely really far ahead now. Looking at the Harvester count, has done significant damage to EvE. So EvE pretty much has to push in and do some damage in return right now. Here come the Ultralisks, and this is not looking good for EvE. Going to get that surround on the tanks. They're not going to be able to move. DaBoO coming in, and there we go. A great job surrounding the tanks, splitting up the forces, and looks like EvE pretty much is going to have to GG. EvE kind of confused as maybe regretting not having put down another missile tower. No, he's not. He's saying, "Good game, sir." Has that chivalry going on right there. Really like to see that among players too. Has not seen this type of play before, and with the infestors, and DaBoO saying that he he was confused by it. DaBoO invented the play. Called this the DaBoO Infestor Ling rush. So looks like DaBoO has had a lot of success with this. A ton of Ultralisks in his base, ready to go in case that didn't work, and definitely pointing out that the Infestors did a great job of stopping any early anti-air harass from the Terran. EvE now somewhat doubting the strategy, thinking that maybe if he had detection down earlier, he might have been able to hold that off and not have that pressure been done to him, which is I think which is true. If as this play, if more people start adopting this play, it will force a lot of other players to really start trying to get the detection down, getting that Raven out, or just building more missile turrets altogether. So threatening him with the 8 ultras in his base. So great game by DaBoO. Great harassment and great use of the Infestors now for both anti-air and the ability to run in and really do that harass on the economy without pretty much losing any units too. So, and EvE now conceding that maybe he did lose the game, and in all fairness. So GG from EvE, leaving the game, and that is it. That is the Infestor Ling combo into Ultralisk build from DaBoO. Does a great job with it, and this has been JCS Starcraft with another playcast. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any comments or criticisms, please let me know. Alright, JCS Starcraft signing off.